In this video, we're going to discuss the mouse control behavior. Now, not that one. This is more of a global behavior that is used to make anything that would ordinarily be interactable with a button press. Instead, it will be interactable with a mouse key. And so to demonstrate, I'm going to infiltrate this jungle base that's got a radio tower in it. And we're going to just sneak on in here. And the first thing we want to do is disable the alarm. Jump up here and you can see this little this control box here, this electrical box, is interactable. And when I press and hold the left mouse button, then I disable the security alarm. So that's one thing we can interact with. And now we're just going to sneak around to the other side of this base, being careful not to be detected by the guard. And here you can see there's a door, and that too is interactable with a mouse click instead of the pressing E to open the door. And you can open the door and then you can close that door behind you. And here we have like a little weapons area. So they've got some seriously nasty stuff. We definitely want to destroy this base, but in order to do that, we've got to radio our troops to let them know where this is. And the radio station equipment is upstairs. That door is locked. So we're just going to look around until we find a key card, and we can click the mouse key to pick that key card up. You heard it pick up, and then we can click the door and that opens the door. Come up here and there is the radio controls, and we're just going to hack this and relay our coordinates.
Quebec, Zulu, 2, uniform, Kilo, November, stand by.
All right, so the radio coordinates have been relayed, and we'll just get out of the base, and they'll do a bombing run later on, destroy this place. So that's the mouse control behavior, at least the scenario that I came up with for it. Let me show you how to apply this, because it is a little different than what we're maybe used to. Right, so in the past, what we wanted to do when we had a global behavior like something like this, where it would just affect anything in the level, then oftentimes what we would do, and you'll see this in older videos that I've done, where I'd apply it to some random object in the scene, and then I'd have to remember that that's the object that I applied, you know, whatever the global behavior was to, and then I have to try to keep track of that. And that was awfully difficult to do. And on a big level, or if you have a whole lot of these, it became cumbersome to keep track of. And so what they've done is they've added a little area here. So like if I just close that tab, you can see there's a logic link button. And if I click on that, then you have this section right here, which is the global behaviors section. It's in the logic link tab. We open that up, and you can see I've got two global behaviors here. You can apply as many as you want. So that's what's controlling the rain. We'll cover that in a different video. And then this is the mouse control behavior. And the properties for this is pretty simple. There's not too much to it. There's the range, which is just the universal range of how close do I need to be to any given interactable object in order to interact with it. Then you have the timer adjust. That is about the time, like the amount of time you're holding the mouse click. So that's in milliseconds. So we're really only talking about half a millisecond, or I'm sorry, half a second, 500 milliseconds for the mouse click. And that's just to prevent any accidental clicks, any, you know, perceptions of clicks that aren't, you know, fairly intentional. Half a second is intentional enough to get the job done. Then you have the action control. Now this has to do with what kind of click does it need to be? Is it a left click? Is it a right click? Can it be either one? Does it have to be both? Whatever makes sense for your game. Then you have the pointer, and you have a lot of options here. Now the first two is just on and off. And if you choose on, then I'll put on the screen here. This is what it'll look like. It'll get this little symbol as your cursor, whatever that would be called. If you turn it off, then it's just off, but then I don't understand why you would use the behavior to begin with. So that's up to you, I guess. But maybe you just don't want an icon and you just want it to be clickable without the icon. I don't know, whatever you want. You can also do crosshair, which is really just a plus sign as the cursor. You can do the mouse, which you saw in my demonstration, was just a little icon with the mouse. That icon in particular showed a left click, so it kind of made sense for what I was doing. So, but it might not makes sense if you're doing, right click or both clicks or something like that. So bear that in mind. Then you have adaptive. Now, adaptive has more to do with interactables like NPCs, right? So if you have a friendly NPC and you cursor over that character, you should get a different icon than you would if you have a hostile NPC. That should show a different icon. So it's going to adapt to whatever it is it's pointing to. And then if it's an object, it's going to be a different icon altogether. So play around with that to see what makes sense for your game, what fits the best. You have the sound slot, which would be really whatever, anytime you click on something, that's the sound it would play. I feel like that would only really apply in situations where you don't have a lot of variety of objects to click on. So in my case, I was hacking, I was opening doors, I was picking up objects. All of those had their own sound, and I just used the sound slots in those behaviors to play the sounds rather than relying on the global mouse click or mouse control behavior. So I just left mine blank. And then lastly, you have a checkbox here, which is to activate it on all levels. So that way you can apply it once and it applies to every level you have, one and done, simple. So that's a good checkbox to have. But that's it. That's the mouse control behavior explained. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything new, please be sure to click the like button down below. It helps me out. If you're new here, or if you just haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you stick around. And lastly, if you'd like a notification for whenever a new video is posted, just click the bell icon and that'll let you know when a new video is ready. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I always appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, don't forget, there's written documentation on every behavior, even the ones I haven't covered yet in video format, on my website at www.bloodmooninteractive.com. Be sure to check that out. And if you'd like to learn more, maybe check this video out next.